By the way, do you know what we're doing next? We're doing a segment next about whether the pot industry needs a Wall Street type model. Isn't that something?
That is something.
Billions of dollars are out there.
Well, billions of dollars.
It is the Krellcast. I am Krell. So very glad you are joining me. It is time for Cannabis Corner, where we look at one of the greenest industries in America, both from the consumer side as well as the business side, because this is one of the biggest growing businesses in America. And Steve Yannick will know that because he is the CEO of Amercanex, the ACE marketplace, as it's called, the American Cannabis Exchange. And yes, there's going to need to be something like this, since millions and billions of dollars are going to be created in this economy. Steve is here with us now. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Very excited to be here today.
Now, let's talk about this. You believe that in order for the business of America's marijuana revolution, and it is one, and you believe in order for the business of that to be done properly, we need something that a lot of people hate, by the way, which is Wall Street, or a Wall Street model. Explain to me why anybody that likes cannabis and the cannabis industry and the mindset doesn't seem to match. The people in the cannabis industry seem to be pioneers. They seem to be very free-spirited. They don't seem to be Wall Street executives. And you're saying we need Wall Street involved in a new sort of format.
Well, absolutely. And I use the Wall Street model because what we've seen over the past few decades in Wall Street is the regulatory environment has moved to an all-electronic model. And the reason they've done so is purely for the fact that they want accountability, trackability, and transparency in the marketplace. What we've found, and if you look at all of the electronic markets that exist, the cannabis market is very similar to any other commodities market that we currently have.
Right.
If you look at the financial markets, all of the derivative products and what we call the over-the-counter products are very similar as cannabis and how it reacts in the marketplace. So when we say Wall Street model, what we really are saying is we found on Wall Street that for scalability purposes, when a product becomes very popular, the way and the only way to do this is on an electronic basis. It brings costs down. I sat at an event last night in Colorado with the governor and with many, many business people from the cannabis environment. And I can tell you one thing. They welcomed us with open arms. For them to grow and to continue, they need this model.
Now, Steve Yannick, CEO of Amercanex, the ACE Marketplace, American Cannabis Exchange. What exactly does the American Cannabis Exchange do for businesses? What do you do?
So what we do is we provide the average business owner the ability to transact on an electronic basis. So products that they're buying and that they're selling currently are very expensive in the current marketplace. If they go electronic, we scale down costs by a very dramatic number. We could scale down costs up to 30%, thus creating tremendous value in a marketplace that currently needs it. One thing we hear from every business owner, they need to bring costs down. We found historically the only way to do that, and in a market that's running so quickly with such euphoria, you need to make this an electronic marketplace.
And when you say, in other words, if I was a dispensary in Washington and I wanted to buy a large amount of product, I could go to the exchange and see what the product is going for and find the cheapest place to buy it and then buy it?
Absolutely. So now you have many, many participants in the market, many growers, cultivators, who are now fighting for that business, which lowers costs.
Yeah, it would. That's the biggest problem. I maintain through all of this, and I'm, of course, a cannabis user, legal cannabis user, but I maintain through all of this with the dispensaries, medical system, or legal system, the pot's still it's just too damn expensive. You know, $300 an ounce is what I used to pay for my dealer, my dealer, which I would have to then drive to their house and go to some clandestine place. But that's what I used to pay, $300 to $400 an ounce. Now it's that same price, and I don't understand it. We've got co-ops, we've got growers, we've got tons of the stuff in the marketplace. Why hasn't it come down? And I think a lot of people have wondered, why hasn't the price come down if it's now more readily available? And instead, the prices have gone up. Now they got $500 ounces. And I understand there's always going to be premium and stuff like that, but I mean, that's just a little excessive. And I think that's another thing that we'll talk about later, which is about regulation, where there absolutely is none. Steve Yannick, CEO of Amercanex, the ACE Marketplace, American Cannabis Exchange. You can find about them at Amercanex.com. That's Amercanex.com. Thank you so much for joining us today.